15 years of marriage, 14 years of beatings, when she finally emerges from a nightmare marriage, only to die the night before her new life.
Kill her to end it all.
On August 19, 2019, Liu, who lives in Jinan, was supposed to get married. On that day, the previous afternoon, she and her mother were happily chatting at home, when a man carrying a plastic bag came to her house.
I asked, "Did you bring anything for your child?" He took a knife out of a plastic bag. I was scared silly. He pulled my daughter and killed her.
Received the news came to the scene. There were more than 200 people to watch the dead lying on the first floor of the living room. The ground is full of blood. The cause of death was a broken heart. The murderer ran away with a knife and may continue to commit crimes. People around him are afraid. The victim's mother said the killer was her daughter's ex-husband, surnamed Yuan, and provided photos, according to the surveillance camera. It took less than 5 minutes for him to go in and kill people and leave, to prevent him from escaping or striking again. We dispatched more than 100 officers to try to catch him in a short time and secure him at the home of the deceased's fiancée. Since he was wearing very few clothes at the time of the attack, we speculate that he could have gone home to get some clothes and money before escaping.
The killer appears.
A taxi stopped in front of Yuan's house. We caught him in 2003. Liu, who were raising their daughter alone, met through introductions. Liu's first husband was in prison for breaking the law.
Yuan was 28 years old and unmarried at the time.
Few people are unmarried at this age. Yuan's family condition is not good and his brother is not married. It is supposed to give Liu the bride price. I did not give. She did not marry me for money. Just want to live a good life together.
In 2004, Liu and Yuan got married and had a child.
As soon as they came home, they could eat. The baby was very cute. I was very happy then.
But the second year after the marriage, Liu filed for divorce.
She said I drank too much wine. I said you cannot not nagging. She did not listen. I was angry and hit her.
Was it the first time you hit her?
Liu went to the court to sue for divorce. Yuan said that the two were very good, so Liu did not continue to divorce.
I regretted it and apologized to her.
Yuan said he would never hit her again, and the two made up.
Because she believed Yuan's words and wanted to keep her family intact. Liu didn't insist on divorce.
I had to control my alcohol intake and just drink a little.
Yuan will still hit Liu after drinking too much, and then apologize for forgiveness after sober. Liu did not ask for divorce.
After the child could walk, I didn't go to work in other places. The money I earn at home is small, but it's enough to live on. I don't want to suffer outside.
Because there is no education and skills, Yuan can only do hard physical work in the field. He wants to live comfortably at home.
At that time, moving cement, wrist and stomach are worn out or continue to work.
What kind of work did you do at home?
Farm for 10,000 to 20,000 CNY a year.
People in the same village say that Yuan has always been a lazy person.
Unlike others who work hard to save money, he buys delicious food as soon as he has money.
Although his low income is barely enough to live on, Yuan has always been a heavy drinker.
Sometimes for 100 grams, sometimes 500 grams. Not necessarily how much to drink.
When do you usually drink?
In the afternoon or evening, rarely in the morning. It is only comfortable when you drink alcohol, just like a smoker. If you do not smoke, you will be agitated to walk back and forth.
Yuan make less money, spend more money. Love to drink so that Liu is very dissatisfied. Every time to see him drink cannot help but complain. Yuan will punch and kick Liu.
Once my daughter was almost strangled by Yuan in the farmland. Fortunately, someone stopped him. Sometimes she beat her head to bleed, and sometimes she beat her legs. My daughter refused to tell me.
She called the police ever.
Have you ever hit others?
No.
Why?
I have no right to hit others. Why should I hit others?
Aren't you drunk?
I can't hit someone when I was drunk.
Then why do you beat your wife?
If she says the wrong thing, she gets beaten. He is very friendly with the other villagers and speaks in a friendly manner.
In the Spring Festival of 2019, something happened that changed all that.
She went to visit her relatives' elders. I drank too much at home, sent my child to my grandmother's house and then couldn't find my child. She quarreled with me. I didn't hit her. Later she took the child back to her home. I did not look for her for a month. She asked for a divorce.
Yuan beat my daughter and forced her to leave, so my daughter filed for divorce.
I think Yuan doesn't want to work and his income isn't enough to cover the expenses of his family. So his wife wants to leave him.
That Yuan still doesn't agree to divorce this time. Liu is determined to get a divorce.
I want to live a good life and do not want to divorce. I promised her to quit drinking and then go to work in other places. She insisted on divorce. In March 2019, the court ruled that Yuan and Liu were divorced and the child was awarded to the mother Liu. She took away all the quilts and mattresses at home, and I must kill her.
Yuan says he was sad because of divorce and hopes to remarry Liu and stop drinking Chinese spirits.
I don't drink more than one or two Chinese spirits. She asked me for a birth certificate. I said, let's get married again. She said, no way.
After the divorce, Liu was introduced to Wang. The two got a marriage certificate in July 2019 and planned to hold a wedding in August.
At first Liu allowed Yuan to visit the child, and after a period of time, he prohibited Yuan from seeing the child. Liu blocked Yuan's mobile phone number. Yuan wanted to see the child, so he asked Liu's neighbor for help, as the neighbor did not know about Yuan. He called Liu to ask while they were on the phone. I was listening to the narrator. The neighbor asked what you were doing when you didn't answer the phone. Liu said, I was cleaning the bathtub. I know she has a new date. Cleaning the bathtub. Is she getting married? After drinking, I felt the need to visit Liu.
On August 18th, Yuan did something after listening to the contents of the
I borrowed 2,000 CNY from my uncle. I have to pay him back.
Why the sudden payment?
In order to make the uncle's son rich enough to get married, the money owed for 3 years should be paid back to him.
Phone call. At noon, after Yuan had drunk 2 bottles of beer, he came to Liu's house with a knife.
Liu said, Mom, run, let him stab me to death. I didn't think anything and stabbed the past.
Why do you beat your wife so easily? There is no doubt that women are physically weaker than men. A man beats a woman not as a bet on affection, but as an object of his own possession through marriage. The abuser believes that it is his right to do with the object, and no one else has the right to stop it. The woman wants to leave? No way. This is pure possessiveness, and has nothing to do with love or affection. What should I do if I meet this kind of man? There is no end to violent behavior. Wrong behavior, like right behavior, is preserved because there is a long-term learning object, and the act of beating one's spouse is likely to be learned from his parents. Once you forgive him, he's bound to hit him harder the next time.